Morning traders, how are you? I hope you are good. Today is Thursday the 15th of December, guys, and as always we will look back at yesterday's trades, we'll look at today's potential trades, and we'll also look at the important news for today. We'll also have a bit of a look at the aftermath of the interest rate decision. So before we get started, guys, as always, a few shout outs. I'd like to thank Trader Nick and A1 Trading for having me on their show last night. Always enjoy it, always loads of great questions from your viewers. Merci beaucoup. Secondly, guys, our Discord channel, come join it. The link is in the video description. Join our Discord channel. Loads of great traders sharing lots of wonderful trade ideas. Thirdly, guys, don't forget our live stream every Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. London GMT. Thank you to everyone who turned up yesterday. Again, really enjoyed answering all of your questions, guys. And fourthly, if you would like to be mentored one-on-one with myself, then drop us an email. All the information for all of these things is in the video description. Let's get started with yesterday's trades. To be honest with you guys, because of the Fed interest rate decision coming out, I just didn't trade yesterday. I just sat on my hands. The opportunity that presented itself was a bit too close to when the news was being released. So I just sat on my hands yesterday, but let's still take a look at the trade ideas that I looked at. So the first one was this, guys. This was the pound against the Japanese yen. And we were looking to short this pair because ever since here, we've started having a breakdown in structure. We had lower lows and we had lower highs. And then ever since then, guys, we've been in a bit of a range. Okay, so the idea structurally was to come back down to potentially this grey zone. All right, as you can see, we also had a bearish candle form at our grey zone. So for these reasons, guys, I thought we could take price lower. If we look at yesterday's candle, this is a very bullish candle. Okay, and I would not be looking for shorts anymore. Across a lot of the yen pairs, we've had a real bullish reaction, as in yen weakness yesterday. So I would not be looking to short this pair today, but yesterday it was a trade idea. All right, so let's go down to the H1 now to see if we could get in on this pair. And like I say, I didn't trade, guys, because we had the interest rate decision coming out. But if I did, I would have got burned on this trade because, remember, one of my ideas was to break this grey zone, get a reaction, and then take price lower. Okay, and as you can see, that's what happened. So we had this candle here, that broke this grey zone, broke all of these lows. So we had a break of H1 lows, which told me, momentum was still to the downside, and we'd had a break of this important level. And then we also had this candle, guys, that rejected our grey zone. So I would have entered here. I would have entered, probably on the close of this candle, start taking price lower, put my stop above here. All right, guys, so I would have traded this pair if it wasn't for the fact that important news was coming out later. And as you can see, I would have got stopped out. And then it carried on up for the rest of the day, guys. We had a reaction here, but this is not bearish enough to start taking shorts, and price just carried on up. It's come up into our grey zone, our other grey zone, but guys, not interested in this pair because of that daily bullish candle. So this is how I would have traded it, but I didn't because of the news. All right, the second trade idea from yesterday was this. It was another yen pair, and it was Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. Okay, and again, if we look at the day chart, guys, we were seeing this. So price was trying to break down from these highs. Then we had a bit of choppy price action, and then price broke down. We eventually had lower lows, and we were getting lower highs as well. Okay, so structurally we were in a downtrend. And then also, again, we saw this very bearish candle form. So the idea was to potentially, look for shorts and take price back down to these last daily lows here. Okay, so that was the idea. Again, like I said, with a lot of the yen pairs, we had this candle form yesterday. And this is very bullish, guys. And I wouldn't like to keep shorting this pair because of this bullish candle. Okay, it was a trade idea yesterday, but today it's not, simply because of this bullish candle. Okay, but again, let's take a look at the H1 to see how I might have traded this pair. And we just don't get a setup with this one, guys. All right, let me make that a bit bigger. We just don't get a setup with this one, guys, because this important grey zone here just wasn't broken. Okay, so that was our first idea. We could have get a break of this, retest, and then come lower, but that didn't happen. And price has come up into our second grey zone now, and we're getting a bit of a reaction. Okay, so potential some move to the downside, at least down to this area of support here. But again, guys, I didn't trade it because of the news, the important news that was coming out. And again, I know we're in here for potential shorts, but if we go back to the day chart, guys, and we zoom in, yeah, this bullish candle here is just preventing me from shorting this pair. All right, guys. So, yeah, those were the two pairs I was looking at yesterday, but I just didn't trade. I just sat on these little hands. And to be honest with you guys, that is a skill you must learn, to sit on your hands. And I just didn't trade because of the news. Okay, but now we've had the news and the dust has settled. Let's see what potential trade opportunities we have today. Guys, if you enjoyed the recap, then come join us. Subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and also smash the like button, guys. It really helps support the channel, and we can give you this analysis every morning. So, trade ideas for Thursday, the 15th of December. All right, before we start, let me do some shout outs. So first of all, thank you very much to Trader Nick and A1 Trading. I guest presented on their show last night. Always enjoy it. Always lots of great questions. Thank you very much, guys. Secondly, our Discord channel. Come join us. There's a link in the video description. On our Discord channel, loads of traders sharing great ideas, and it's structured in a really good way how we can progress you from beginner to a more advanced trader. So come join that. Thirdly, don't forget our live stream every Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. London GMT. It's your opportunity to come on, interact with myself, and ask as many questions as you like. And fourthly, guys, if you would like to join our mentorship program and get mentored one-on-one with myself, then drop us an email. All the information is in the video description. My editor is happy. Right, so trades for Thursday, the 15th of December. Before we start, guys, it's just worth pointing out that the information that come out of the Fed interest rate decision and the press conference. So overall, it was quite a hawkish reaction. And when I say a hawkish reaction, it means hawks basically are worried about inflation. Okay, and they want to cool inflation, and therefore to do that, one of the tools is to raise interest rates. Okay, and this obviously limits economic growth, but they basically 17 out of the 19 members said they are going to increase the interest rate over 5%. Okay, and this is a bit of a turnaround from last month where none of the members said they would increase it to more than 5%. So yeah, that is obviously quite a hawkish view. Okay, so that being said, that should give some strength to the US dollar. Okay, but if we look at, this is the Euro US dollar, if we look at the H1, guys, it gave it some strength. Yeah, it came down, but then what was said in the press conference pushed it back up, guys. Okay, so that's the kind of reaction we saw last night from the Fed and the press conference. Okay, so today what I'm looking at are three trades. Okay, the first one is this. It's the euro against the US dollar, and it's a bit of a weekly target that we have, guys. So for me, we still have room up to this last area here. Okay, I still think price can just come up and reach this level. Okay, so let's draw this level in. All right, and I'm going to do it about here. Okay, so I still think, yeah, we have room on the weekly chart up to this level. And then once we reach this level, yeah, we might see price take a bit of a retrace. But again, let the market tell you that it's retracing. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing on the weekly. I think we have a bit more room to the upside. If we then drop down to the day chart, guys, yeah, we are clearly in an uptrend. All right, so these are all my reasons why I'm looking for a buy. So we're clearly in an uptrend. Okay, all right, so structurally we're in an uptrend. I think we have some room up to this blue line. And then thirdly, guys, my next reason is this. If we zoom in a little bit, we also have a bullish candle, yeah, formed yesterday that broke this last candle's high. Okay, so this is a thing I look for to see for continued momentum. So like I say, guys, we can trade back up to this blue line here. All right, so the day chart and the weekly chart, these give me my reasons why. Why can I long it, short it, or why should I stay the hell out? And these are reasons for why I should buy this market. Okay, I'm then going to drop down to the H1 chart, and we're going to look at where we can enter this pair. All right, so this gray zone is where we can enter this pair, guys. So, you know, you can see this was that CPI data came shooting up. All right, and then this was the interest rate decision and press conference. And again, it came pushing back up off of this level. And as you can see, this level it's reacted here many times in this gray zone. So what we want to see is a price come down into this gray zone. We get a bullish reaction. We can then take price back up to these last H1 highs. This is where I would close 80%. Okay, this is how I roll. And then I would let 20% run up to that weekly target that I just showed you. All right, guys, so that's what I'm looking for Euro US dollar and buying the market. If price breaks down below this gray zone and therefore breaking H1 structure, I'm not interested. All right, so that's the first trade idea. The second trade idea is this. It is US dollar against the Canadian dollar. Okay, and this is an interesting one, guys. So let's start with the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, guys, everything is telling me to buy this pair. Yeah, it's even come down, hit this resistance and the moving average 20. We've got this bullish candle. So everything is telling me to buy this back up to these highs. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on the weekly chart. If we then drop down to the day chart, this is what I'm seeing. So we have this diagonal support. Yeah, this blue line here. Okay, and it coincides with the moving average 20, and it coincides with some of these this area here that's proven to be good support and then resistance, so it could potentially be good support here as well. All right, so these are the things I'm seeing on the day chart, but this is how I'm going to trade this pair. If we then drop down to the H4 chart, because I just want you to see this diagonal channel more clearly. And the plan is this, guys. Okay, so H4 structure has clearly broken down. Yeah, we've got lower lows. All right, and then price has come up into this grey zone and it's reacted. So I'm going to short this pair down to this level here. Okay, this 3,500, this 3,500 area would be a good psychological target. Once it reaches this area, then I'm looking for longs, guys. I think we can take price back up here. So shorts down into this interesting zone for buys. And then once we see a reaction here, we're going to buy it. Okay, so quite an interesting trade today. Let's take a look at that on the H1. Oh, let me get rid of my drawings. Look like the drawings of a crazy man. Yeah, so we're seeing a bit of a reaction as we speak in this grey zone. If we get a bullish reaction, I'm going to take price back down to this level. All right. And then once it's at this level, guys, I then want to see a break upwards of H1 structure. And then I think we can start buying this as well. Okay. So yeah, shorts and longs on US dollar, Canadian dollar is what I'm seeing today. And the third trade idea for today, guys. Yeah, and if you're enjoying this analysis, guys, then why not come join us? I do this every morning. So subscribe to the channel, smash that notification button, and also smash the like button, guys. All right, greatly appreciated. The third and final trade idea for today is this. It is the euro against the Canadian dollar. And again, we're going to start with the weekly chart. All right, because I think we have, like we saw with the euro US dollar, I think on the weekly chart, we have a little bit more room up to this gray zone before we start hitting these areas of resistance. Okay, so I think we've got a little bit more room. So that's what I'm seeing on the weekly chart. If we then drop down to the day chart, again, we are, you don't have to be Warren Buffett to see this is in an uptrend. It's a very strong trending uptrend. Yeah, look at all of these candles. Okay, so we've got an uptrend, and the final piece in the jigsaw is this. Let me zoom in, guys. I'm trying to zoom in, but then it's not easy to zoom in when something's trending so hard. But this candle here, again, like the euro US dollar, also breaks these last highs. Okay, so it's broken these last highs. So I'm just going to take price back up to this grey zone and this psychological level of 145,000. Okay, so that's the plan, guys. All right, we're now going to drop down to the lower time frames, well, the H1 time frame. We're now going to plot our grey zones and where we want to see price react. So let's do this together. And basically, guys, what I'm looking for is for price to see where price is constantly reacting. And it's reacting here, 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 here. So this level through here is an important level for this pair, guys. So let's draw in a grey zone. Yeah, we'll start it here and we'll probably finish it up here. Okay. So this is a good grey zone. I've included this last high, these areas, but it's reacted many times in this grey zone. So what I want to see is price come down into this grey zone, which it already has, but then I want to see a bullish reaction, guys. I want to see a bullish reaction. I can then take price back up to these last H1 highs. This is always my first target. Close 80% of the trade, and then I will let 20% run up to that higher time frame weekly resistance level that I showed you earlier, guys. All right, so yeah, euro Canadian dollar long. If it breaks below this and we start seeing a changing H1 structure, yeah, they're not interested, guys. But as long as this H1 structure remains and this grey box holds, then yeah, we can start buying this pair. So guys, we've got euro US dollar long, we've got US dollar Canadian dollar short, then long, and we've also got euro Canadian dollar long. So they're the three trade ideas for today, guys. Let's take a look at the news now. Guys, if you're enjoying this daily morning analysis, come join us. Subscribe, smash the notification button, and smash that like button. We'd love to have you on the channel. So news for Thursday, the 15th of December. So we've had big news, it feels like, every day, guys. Yeah, so Wednesday, yesterday, we had the interest rate decision. The day before, we had CPI figures. And now today, we've got more big news, guys. All right, so a real defining week, I reckon, for a lot of currency pairs. So, yeah, super busy news day. So overnight, guys, we have had some news. So we had some far better than expected employment data coming out of Australia at 12:30 London GMT. We also had some news coming out of China, but that's been and gone, guys. All right. So the news we're interested in, the first piece of news we're interested in is this. At 8:30 London GMT, we've got the interest rate decision for the Swiss franc. All right. And obviously we have the monetary policy to go with that as well, and a press conference half an hour later. So 8:30 to, let's say, 9:20. Yeah, the Swiss franc is going to be super volatile, guys. So must be aware of that if you're in any Swiss franc pairs. The next piece of news we're interested in is this. At 10 o'clock London GMT, we've got the EU Leaders Summit, another 3-star rating. But to be honest with you, they're all waiting for the next pieces of news. All right. So we've got 3 interest rate decisions today. We've got the Swiss franc earlier, and then we've got pound and the euro. What a crazy day of news. So at midday, guys, we've got the interest rate decision and the meeting minutes. Yeah, coming out of the UK. So they're expecting a 0.5 base interest hike. All right, so must be aware of this news, guys. And then just over an hour later at 1:15 London GMT, we've got the interest rate for the euro. And again, another 0.5 basis rate increase planned for that as well. And also the deposit facility rate, marginal lending, and the monetary policy. So this is all big daddy news, guys. This is really going to make the markets volatile today. Okay, so must be aware of all of this news. It's almost another day where you just need to sit on your hands, to be quite frank. And then after that, if that wasn't enough, we still have more data coming out of the US. So at 1:30 London GMT, we've got 3-star ratings. We've got core retail sales, initial jobless claims, and the Philly Fed manufacturing. All right. And I've just seen one more. We've got retail sales as well coming out at the same time. Okay. Then later on at 1:45, we've got the press conference. So they basically tell us how they arrived at the interest rate and why they made that decision. So again, this makes the euro just as volatile as the data release itself. Okay, if we carry on down, there is more. I don't think I've seen a news week like it. At 3:15 London GMT, we've got the head of the ECB, Lagarde, speaking. Okay, and then after that, guys, there's no more news, thank God. Okay, so if you've still got the shirt on your back after all of that news, well done. So yeah, maybe one of them days, guys, where you just sit on your hands and let the market, play out, let the news play out, wait for the dust to settle, then we can trade. All right, guys. So yeah, super busy day, but guys, that's it. If you've enjoyed the vid, please subscribe, like, and share. I hope you have a fantastic trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow.